Hello guys, gals and non-binary pals. Welcome to another episode of poor lighting and bad audio. And what's going on in the activism world just now. So we've got a lot of updates. First, I want to thank everyone who signed our petition to save the NCR field and the associated 200-year-old trees, about 150 heritage trees that we've been trying to save in that area, to put aside for the people of Dundee. That has 1,300 signatures as of our last update, so I just want to thank everyone who signed that petition and who's done other things like writing letters of support and especially videos of support. That really means a lot to all of us who are campaigning for that. Just an update on what's going to happen next. So we've been campaigning about this since about January, and every month we wait with bated breath on whether or not there's going to be a date set for the next planning meeting at which this will be discussed. There is no planning meeting in October, which means that the next meeting won't be until either November or December, which gives us again a bit of breathing room and a bit of time to regroup and sort of assess where that's going. It does look quite unlikely like this project might not go ahead at all, but that doesn't mean that we can kind of afford to relax too much. So that's what's happening with that. Just to let you know, there's no imminent decisions being made on the stadium slash crematorium slash beer hall slash shopping centre and car park and everything that is going along with that project. I'd also really like to thank everyone who has objected to the building of the Arnish Hub and the projects offshore in Lewis. That really means a lot to me. That's an area specifically that means a lot to me. So thank you again to everybody who put in objections either to the Scottish Government during the offshore wind consultation or through your local representatives. What else has been happening? So I spoke to the Marine Directorate, that's part of the Scottish Government's Marine Directorate, this month as part of a meeting that had gone ahead at the behest of Marine Conservation. So thank you, Sean, that was fantastic. Sean Finn of the Fife Climate Hub. That was an interesting meeting in that what we are asking for is for compulsory gear marking of specifically creels. We're talking about the lobster pots that wash up, especially after storms, in the thousands, up to dozens of tonnes, especially after storms. So those are some of the most common marine litter items that we see both on the west coast and on the east coast. A slightly different picture on the east coast than it is on the west coast, just because of the sheer number of creels. But creel related debris is something that we see a lot. I've just got another video that I'll put up about me sorting out the 10-metre survey area. So in a 10-metre stretch we're finding dozens and dozens of creel related items. So one of the things that we are pushing for in terms of policy change is to have compulsory gear marking, so that when a fishery loses their gear, we can return it to them or they can come and pick it up, and there's just a bit more communication between all of us voluntary activists who are trying to keep the marine environment free of marine debris and those who are losing that debris. And that's a conversation I think that could be held amicably. I do genuinely believe in the power of collective activism. It's a very contentious subject, and I understand very much that it might not be something that there could be a full and positive discourse on, but I do think that there must be an area in which we can collaborate. So I'm working towards probably going back to my MPs, to writing to my MPs about that. If there are any further actions that I can call on the community to contribute to, I will definitely be doing so. But at the end of that meeting we didn't come away with any specific actionable points other than potentially just going back and lobbying our MPs about it, because it doesn't look like it's going to change in the ways that we perhaps hoped it would in the near short term. So that was, that happened, and it was very important and exciting to be involved in talking to the government and things like that, but ultimately hasn't created the change that I hoped that it would. So we're going to continue collecting all of our data. We're going to continue to push for change, and I think there's potentially other avenues to do so. And the third thing that I had to update you with honestly has slipped my mind. I don't really know why else I'm here. Sorry. Yeah, it's heavy right now. Everything's heavy. So I'm not going to get into specific local or global politics just now, but I thought I should update you at least on those two things. I'm probably going to post this, I'm probably going to regret it, it might disappear very shortly. I'm sorry, and I know that I can't get into this because I will break down on camera, but I know that a lot of people in the activism groups, specifically around Dundee right now, are grieving, and I do not in any way want to sweep that under the rug, because it's a huge loss to our community that we are collectively dealing with, and I don't have the words to talk about this right now, so I won't be speaking about it. But yeah, I am with you, and I am holding space for your grief, because it's a lot, yeah. So yeah, sorry this is a bit of a chaotic update. I just know that a lot of people are really heavily invested in the petition specifically, and some of the other things that I'm doing in terms of marine activism as well as the sort of land-based activism. If you're interested, come to a litter pick, talk to me. I say that with trepidation because I'm not very good at answering my emails and my social media at the moment. I am very much behind on that. Talk to me about it if you want to do a litter pick, or if you want to do a beach clean, especially if you want to adopt a 10 metre stretch of coastline in the islands and around the west coast. I would very much welcome more participation, because at the moment it's just me in my little stretch, and it's a lot. No, I'm not the only person by all means in the whole of Scotland doing it, but specifically in the islands I am short of volunteers. So if you live in the Outer Hebrides or anywhere else in the Northern or Western Isles, and you want to do a 10 metre stretch of coast, you only have to do it 4 times a year, and you're willing to sit and count up all of the different pieces of plastic in order to try and inform policy change, which I have to admit the government probably will not do, but we have to persevere anyway with the citizen science in the hope that something will change, then yeah, please get in touch. Exciting things upcoming, lots of litter picks happening. The Great British Beach Clean is currently on. The global nurdle hunt, nurdles being those sort of lentil-sized plastic pieces that make more plastics, that will be going on next month. I've got some really big beach cleans planned, and then I have some conferences and things to go to about marine plastic recycling. So it's all very exciting stuff. I am exhausted and I don't think it's healthy for any of us to pretend that we're all okay, because collectively we're not. So yeah, just persevere and keep going and keep breathing, please.